y'all remember back in July when the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals struck down the FTC's new click to cancel law or click to cancel rule? So if you don't, what this rule basically was going to do was require companies that have subscriptions, memberships, stuff like that, things you sign up for. It was going to require them to make it just as easy to cancel as it was to sign up. Now, I've had a little bit of experience with this, with both with a gym and with one of those meal plan companies. I think about 2 years ago, I signed up for. I don't even remember which one it was. Let's say HelloFresh. I don't remember if it was, but I know that they're a meal plan company, and I signed up, and I was under the impression that I could do like sort of a mix and match thing, and I couldn't. I was like, well, I don't want this anymore. So let's cancel it. And I went to cancel it, and it took like 4 different phone calls and 3 emails in order to get my account ended. That shouldn't exist. That it should not be this difficult to cancel a account that you create, especially on some like subscription service. So that's what the FTC is starting here. They've filed a lawsuit against LA Fitness, who is notorious for making it difficult to cancel memberships. Now, I'm assuming LA Fitness is a gym based in LA, bunch of gyms, I would assume. And when I did a little bit of research for this, I found that what they do is there's one person in the entire gym that's actually allowed to process gym cancellation, membership cancellations. And you have to go to the front desk, say, hey, I want to speak to the retention officer or something like that. And that person's the one that gives you the form. The other people at the desk aren't allowed to give you the form. And there's other ways you can do it. You can find it online on their website, which apparently it's really difficult to find online, and then mail it in. Everything has to be done more than a week in advance. Their entire cancellation system is designed to make it difficult to actually cancel. And this is what the FTC was trying to end with that click to cancel rule. They don't want I keep saying taxpayer, but they don't want the American citizens to have to spend money that the American citizen doesn't want to spend. It shouldn't be difficult to open up my service and say cancel. Like if I want to cancel, I don't know, Netflix, I ought to be able to open Netflix, go to account, and hit cancel. Like that's it. That's all I should have to do. It shouldn't be some complex 3-week email, 3 phone call process. And that's what a bunch of these different companies are doing, especially gyms. They are notorious for this. And not only that, but what they do, and I'm sure many people watching know this, they've experienced this, but you go to cancel and they'll guilt trip you, be like, oh, come on, you're almost there. When I had to cancel my last gym, it was because I was moving. I was moving across the state. And it's the only time I've ever had to cancel a gym that they weren't difficult because they didn't have one of their gyms in my new city. So they were like, okay, we totally get it. We can't wait to see what you do. Yada, yada, bunch of gym BS. But when I wanted to move gyms in the city I was living in, I was paying too much for the one it was like $80 a month. I was like, this one down the street, which was even closer, is like $10 a month. So I'm going to go to that one. And so I go in, I was like, hey, I need to cancel my membership. I found a better gym. And they're like, oh, we don't do in-person cancellations. Well, fuck you. That just should never happen. So I'm glad to see the FTC fighting this stuff. I'm excited to see them take this on. I hope we actually get something out of it, whether it's the start of them trying to force different companies to basically start their own click to cancel rule instead of really having to go back through the process at the very beginning. Because that's it. That's what they're going to have to end up doing if they want this rule to actually happen. They're going to have to basically redo the entire process. And that means we've got another year before this could happen. Now, one thing I would love to see come out of this, or at least out of the um, notoriety of this sort of case, is maybe a list of these companies that make it difficult to cancel, and maybe even break that down into why they make it difficult. So if if you know that the gym you're signing up for does make it difficult to cancel, maybe you don't sign up for that one. If you know that the streaming service or the I don't know, book subscription or any of these subscription services that exist now, if you know that they make it difficult to cancel your membership, then maybe less people will sign up and it'll force them to change their tactics, change the way they do stuff. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell, and I will see y'all next time.